The NES Classic Edition is being discontinued before its first birthday.
Let's go! So this was a roller coaster of emotions this last week.
Yes.
It was like this.
Lots of stuff. Lots of stuff
And
going
then it was
on.
like...
Yep. That's essentially what it was.
Yeah, we learned that the NES Classic Edition was being shut down. And it was like every day it was like, Europe confirms that the NES Classic Edition is ending production. China confirms. Timbuktu confirms. It's like, okay, guys, it's getting canceled all over the world.
Yeah, just
so
blanket statement. It's getting canceled,
and peeps were mad.
Yeah, this is pretty ridiculous because people are still looking for this thing.
Yeah.
It's not like, it's been out for a while or it wasn't even out for a while and it just flopped. It's like sold out completely.
Yeah. It's not like the Wii U was ending production where people were like, all right.
So let's move on.
No, it was like, I've been looking for this since last Christmas, was what a lot of people were saying. So
what they should have called this was the NES Collector's Edition. That would have given us more of a sense of, oh, they're getting rid of this. Yeah. But no, it's way too fast. Way too fast.
Not only does it not serve many of their consumers, or in this case, potential consumers, but it seems unwise as a business decision. It's like they're leaving money on the table because there's so many more of these that they could sell. Mm-hmm. Unless it plays into the rumors being true that we've heard that an SNES Classic Edition is going to come out later this year. So probably a year from the NES's release.
Oh, I sure hope so.
Yeah, and in that case, okay, shut it down and start up production on the SNES. Now, I think this is a little bit sooner than the NES was in development. So they might be saying, we have this problem, we're going to get ahead of it for the next time, but we have to cut the NES Classic Edition's life a little short in order to get ahead of this problem.
I just think it's a hype train move. I think it's something ridiculous that Nintendo does. They did it with the Amiibos, they shortchanged us, and they didn't really care. And it's just like, they do this so that people are talking about it. Yeah. And I think that, them working on the SNES Classic is a probability because they have to have something to back it up. Yeah. When they had the Amiibo shortage, it's like there's going to be more Amiibo later. If they cut off production for a console, it's like they got to have, there's something that's in the works. Or maybe not. Maybe Nintendo's just being weird. But it's a very Nintendo thing to do. And it's very annoying.
By the way, it's kind of crazy for their Amiibo maiden voyage to be with this game that had 50 figures. That's so many that they had to make. Probably should have started out with a game with like 5 characters or something.
Something a little bit less. But they knew it was going to sell.
I do also wonder if they're actually just wanting more manufacturing space for the Switch, because they need to pump more of those out. They need to also bulk up that production before the holiday, and they're getting a higher return on investment for the sales of that game, because not only is it a higher dollar amount, but it leads into a lot of sales after the Switch. The NES Classic is an island of a sale. Basically. So I hope that the SNES is true. I hope that they're bulking up the production for that. I do expect them to charge more for the SNES because, first of all, look at the Virtual Console. Those games cost more than NES games. And also, nobody balked at the $60 price tag. No. So they might as well charge more. Yeah. I think you're right that it is going to be more. It'll probably be twice as much, I'm guessing. Wow. Which I think it's worth it. I honestly would think it's worth it if they get the right games, which I'm sure they will. The thing with the NES Classic is they picked classic games that were probably best for people who had never experienced it before. Okay. But personally, like when I look at the NES Classic, I look at it and I go, I don't really want to play any of these games anymore. Yeah. Yeah, there are a few that I'm like, okay, I want to try this. I haven't played this game before. But for the most part, it's like, these are games that I've played. The replayability on some of them are like iffy at best. Yeah. And so
when it comes to SNES Classic, the replayability is going to be higher. I think it's going to be worth twice as much.
Okay. I'll go on record with my guess and say $85. So we'll see who's closer. Okay. I also expect there to be fewer games. With the NES having 30, I don't know if they can find that many with the SNES that make sense, that are good for 2 players, and that they can work out the third-party deals. We'll see. 30 would be great. I'm just excited for this. I finally want to be able to say that I've owned an SNES. Might need a little asterisk at the end of that statement if it's a Classic Edition, but
yeah.
Oh well.
No, I think that's legitimate.
Okay.
If they do have less games, if they go like 20 or even 15 games, I can see them for going for that kind of price tag.
Okay.
But if they do the 30 games, which I think they can find, then I do think it's going to be a heftier price tag, at least 100.
And I have one final prediction here. I do believe the cords will be longer.
Yes.
I think that Nintendo heard that one loud and clear. Yep. And there would be a big backlash if they made that mistake one more time. I'm curious to see if the port will be the little nunchuck one, because as soon as the Switch came out, that port is no longer relevant to our lives.
Yes, that's true.
So I wonder.
Yeah, that's gonna be a curious thing. Do you think they're gonna go to like USB or something like that?
That would be great.
That would be great.
Or maybe somehow magically let it slide into the side of our Switch. Probably not. So there's a great episode to watch after this one. That is our 30 game wish list for the SNES Classic. Simeon, any final words on this topic?
Well, it just got me thinking. I wonder if this is, and you were talking about production space, taking it out so that they can work more on the Switch. I wonder if this was Kimishima's move in his really wanting to push the Switch and showing he made that statement of the Switch is going to sell as well as the Wii. I wonder if he's backing that up by doing that. I don't know. This is complete speculation. Just a thought.
Yeah, and something Nintendo would never talk to us about or admit.
We'd never know. We would never know.
So your guess is as good as ours. Thanks for watching, and thanks for being a part of the crew.
Don't forgive us ever. For what we've done to you guys, you cannot forgive us. Don't forget to give us a like, a big old thumbs up, because it helps us bring you new content every day of the week.
It does. Black likes matter. See you guys next time.
Signing out. Oh my gosh! You did not! You did not!